1,000 from Vernon.
Fetherstonhaugh was 4th last year in this race and is the top seed at 10:07. Patterson was 7th.
On the infield as they're getting ready to start, we also have the senior girls javelin happening. And the runners are off. Grace Fetherstonhaugh from New West with an early lead. Pulling up in front. It's very much a pack race right now. Rachel Mortimer from WJ Mowat settling in the 2nd place. Justine Stecco from Oak Bay in 3rd, although we're still very, very tightly packed for the rest of the field. But it's Grace Fetherstonhaugh from New West setting the early pace. Rachel Mortimer from WJ Mowat, very tiny girl, big heart, excellent running stride, very efficient. Almost looks like she could run all day at that pace.
Sydney Federley in 3rd. 78 for the first lap. That would be 10:04 pace. So good hard pace to start the race as Fetherstonhaugh is trying to separate everyone out, string out the competition, run a fairly even pace, something that she knows she can run.
The group has now begun to separate itself into 4 separate packs.
There is a wind out there, but it doesn't seem as strong as it was earlier, actually.
Well, the problem with having having a headwind like that on the straightaway, the good news part of it is you get a tailwind in the backstretch.
So it's Fetherstonhaugh and Mortimer. Mortimer is right in there in the 1500 too. Fetherstonhaugh, Mortimer, and Federley.
We've got 7 girls who've separated themselves from the rest of the group, and it is a very large group. 28 of them altogether.
Seen there Benny Baines from Princess Margaret. Also in that group,
Rianne Patterson from Sentinel has moved her way up into 2nd place. Rachel Mortimer still hanging in there in 3rd. Sydney Federley from Abbotsford in 4th.
Justine Stecco, it looks like, from Oak Bay in there.
Benita Baines from Princess Margaret.
Sarah Bryan leads the 2nd, is separated from the pack. She's currently in 8th, maybe trying to move up to the front pack. And there's our lead group, as even that group is starting to separate out a little bit. We have 5 with 2 falling back. Baines seems to be trying to hold on at this fast pace. With 3 laps, 4:01.
We're very tightly bunched in the early stages of this 3,000. Grace Fetherstonhaugh first, Rianne Patterson, Rachel Mortimer, Sydney Federley.
35.
This front pack is Fetherstonhaugh, Mortimer, Stecco's in there, Federley,
It's definitely a 5-person race right now. Harrison Mortimer being a little bit on the slight side, wanting to let the other girls break the wind for her.
Patterson now in third.
Could be a good strategy for her.
Grace Featherstone seems comfortable just to handle the lead out in front of Patterson. Patterson, this is the fourth race I think we've seen her in. 1500, the steeplechase. She had 2 races in the 1500. Full docket for her, 5:23 with an 82 on that lap. This pace has slowed. Still expect a pace somewhere around 10 minutes overall, as we expect a much faster pace the last 2 laps. Now we're down to 3. It's Featherstonehaugh, Patterson, and Federley, with Mortimer and Stecco falling back. It's down to 3. The finish line, they'll have 3 laps to go. Featherstonehaugh, Patterson, and Federley. This is an honest pace.
They keep expanding their lead bit by bit over the 4th and 5th place runners.
Now moving into 4th is Stecco.
Looks like our 3 medalists are not cast in stone, but getting there. Just a matter of what their order will be.
This will be 2,000 meters in 6:46. Another 83-second lap as Featherstonehaugh started out quickly, started separating the wheat from the chaff, and has made everyone go to her pace. No one wants to try to take the lead. This pace is hard enough, and I think they're just trying to hold on. Some have fallen back, but Featherstonehaugh continues to grind out this pace of 83 seconds per lap, which translates to 5:32 for a mile.
Looks very strong and comfortable. All 3 of them do, in fact.
Laps to go, 7:27.
2 laps remaining.
She picked up the pace slightly, ran 41 for that 200, and you can see that she's starting to separate herself from Patterson and Federley.
Stecco in 4th, Mortimer in 5th.
Stecco in 4th, Mortimer in 5th, as they've started lapping runners. And there's Featherstonehaugh. That little uptick in pace seemed to break Patterson and Federley. No guarantee let. There's still 650 meters to go. Featherstonehaugh really moving away from him at 8:07. That was an 81 for that lap, as she ran 41 for the first half of that lap and 40 to finish that off. And just that little uptick has knocked back Patterson and Federley from the pace. With 500 meters to go, it's Grace Featherstonehaugh as she imposes her will on the competition. Featherstonehaugh, Patterson, and Federley.
Well, this race belongs to Grace Featherstonehaugh, no doubt, barring unexpected tragedy, but the race for 2nd and 3rd is still very much alive. Rianne Patterson and Sydney Federley still battling it out from Sentinel and Abbotsford Secondary. But Featherstonehaugh is trying to pull away now.
8:48 with the lap to go. Now 300 to go.
Rianne Patterson's now starting to open it up over Sydney Federley.
It's Featherstonehaugh, Patterson, and Federley. As we can see other runners that they're starting to lap. Featherstonehaugh with less than 200 to go.
200 meters to go.
Oh, she's looking very strong.
Featherstonehaugh was 4th last year in this meet.
Looks like she's going to vastly improve on her seed time.
Nobody's near you.
Last year she ran 10:17.67, and I would say similar conditions, right?
Yes, it was warm but windy out there too in Langley. Here she comes.
There's Fetherstonhaugh with 50 meters to go. She imposed her will on the competition. No one challenged her, and she ran away the last couple of laps. She won't break 10, but she'll get the win in 10:05 or so, about the same time as Ridenour ran last year, 10:05.66 last year.
There's Rianne Patterson from Sentinel and Sydney Federley finishing second and third.
We saw Patterson in the 4x4 yesterday, too. She's had a full docket and scored some big points for Sentinel.
Which means she's going to be back again later on.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Here comes...
Nice finish here for fourth.
See, Justine Stucco from Oak Bay in fifth. Just checking to see who's the fourth. From Kitsilano, that would be Annika Austin taking fourth spot.
Nice kick for Annika, bought her fourth place. Here comes Benit Baines.
Sarah Bryan from Oak Bay. Kathleen Atchison from Little Flower Academy.
Featherstone dominated the competition, and now she's hugging them after she buried him one by one.
She did. That's one of the beautiful things about track and field is the sportsmanship, where, especially in a distance race, the winner will always stand by, and the other medalists will stand by and wait till the last runner is there. High five, hugs all over the place.
Great performance for Featherstone. She'll take home a title from this weekend. I think she was in any of the races, was she?
I'm not sure. I've heard her name somewhere before over the weekend. New West secondary women's team looks like it could be poised for a lot of points.
Yes.
Although she is junior. But I know Nina Schultz has racked up another boatload of points. She has won
40 points.
She's won the decathlon, the long jump, the triple jump, and the hurdles. Heptathlon, sorry. And their 4x400 team will probably be quite strong too.
Yes, she helped Raquel Chernigal last year with legs on the 4x4, and they scored points.
Well, with those two on the 4x4 last year, they could have run together with each of their grandmothers has probably still done well. They were so dominant. Raquel Chernigal was such a dominant runner that if she was within 40 or 50 meters of somebody in a 4x4, she would have grabbed them.
She has a bright future in Texas.
She does.
Chose well to go down there. And here we are. That was Eve Taylor of St. Margaret. Winner was Katie Farley of Francis Kelsey Secondary. That was she was 17th.
It was Grace Featherstone.
Yep, Featherstone won. We'll see the time shortly.
Please don't leave it for all the volunteers at the end of this meet. So please clean up after
10:05.90.
Greatly appreciate it. Also, the lost
Second was Patterson in 10:12.
Be sure to check out that lost and found. It's on the grass on the outside of the 100-meter start. Lots of things there to look at. Make sure that you
There we are.
anything that might belong